Here is a radish that has flowered, and that can be caused by several things. One, varietal difference. Some radish varieties will tend to bolt and flower much quicker than others. Most of the radish seed I've sold over the last 10 years, you're going to see 1 to 2% of the plants out there that are going to do this. They're going to flower and have these seed pods on them. The seed pods, I like to eat them. They're good, but from a grazing standpoint, any flowering brassica has some toxic anti-qualities that you would not want to graze a pure stand of flowering brassicas. And but this 1 or 2% of these radishes out here that are doing this isn't going to be a problem. The other thing you'll notice is any of the radishes that flower, they tend not to go quite as deep, and I don't know, it seems like the roots tend to branch a little more. So any of them that flower don't do quite as good a job. I was up in South Dakota at a cover crop tour the other day, and the whole field was flowered. They had different plots of different brassicas there, and the radishes were all flowered. They also had some spines on the leaves. It had a similar root system, similar root to the ones we looked at earlier, but most of them looked about like this. That particular variety, the seed supplier that it came from, which was a competing seed company of mine, they said it was sold to them as a daikon radish, and it was North Dakota production, and so they weren't going to use that seed source next year, but they had a huge problem with flowering on it, and it's not a good situation. That some of that seed was probably going to, if it would have been strictly a cover crop situation, would have made viable seed. They were going to graze that field, and they'll probably get it grazed before viable seed production happened. The other thing was they were going to graze that field, and the radishes were in a mix with 2 or 3 other brassicas. Some oats, I believe, was out there. There were some lentils and some vetch and some peas. It was a mixture of things. So as a percentage of the total forage out there, it wasn't a huge percentage of the forage. And taking into consideration the animals aren't going to prefer this flowered brassica anyway, I don't think it was going to be a problem in that situation from a toxicity standpoint. But if you had a pure stand of radishes that flowered on you, you probably wouldn't want to graze it, or if you did, you would have to really strictly limit their access so they didn't get too much of it.